When Amina was 9 years old, she believed her elder sister Sana was the kindest person in the world, someone whose hand she held while walking to school, someone who protected her, someone who combed her hair in the morning before their mother woke up. But Amina didn't know that people change when life becomes unfair, and life had been nothing but unfair to these two sisters from the beginning. Their father had died when Amina was only 3, and their mother worked multiple small jobs, cleaning houses, washing clothes, sewing late at night, just to keep the small broken roof over their heads. And even though she spent every drop of sweat on her daughters, she didn't know that Sana had slowly begun to see Amina as competition instead of family. Because Sana was 16 now, old enough to understand that education could be a way out of poverty. Yet she felt threatened by how brilliant Amina was at school, how teachers praised her, how neighbors whispered that the younger girl would grow up to become someone great. And inside Sana's heart a quiet storm began to rise, jealousy mixed with fear, fear that Amina would get what she never had, fear that the world would love her little sister more than they had ever loved her. So one morning, Sana did something she had never done before. She told their mother that Amina had fever and shouldn't go to school. And while the mother rushed around to prepare for work, Sana quietly tore Amina's homework, hid her books, and whispered to her, "You don't need school, girls like us end up in the same place anyway." But Amina didn't understand, she only felt her heart break because the sister she worshipped was the one stopping her from the one thing that made her feel alive. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and Sana continued trapping Amina inside the house, making her cook, clean, wash dishes, anything to keep her away from school. Amina cried silently at night, holding her torn notebooks, praying for a miracle in a world that had never given her anything. But Allah listens to broken hearts, and one day the school principal came to their home after noticing Amina's long absence. The mother was shocked, confused, heartbroken, and when she confronted Sana, the girl burst into tears, admitting everything: her jealousy, her fear, her insecurity. And although the mother wanted to be angry, she knew that Sana was a child raised in struggle, starved of love, desperate for attention. And so instead of punishing her, she hugged her tightly, telling her, "You both have a place in this world, your sister's shine will never dim your light." That day changed everything. The mother enrolled Amina back into school, made Sana promise to support her. And even though Sana tried, jealousy still peeped through her eyes sometimes, but Amina loved her too much to let that destroy their bond. Years passed and Amina grew into a brilliant, determined young woman, studying late at night by candlelight, helping her mother during the day, pushing herself until she earned a scholarship to a top university in the USA. When she boarded the plane for the first time, Sana stood at the airport with tears streaming down her face, whispering apologies for the years she had stolen from her. And Amina hugged her deeply, saying, "You tried to break me, but maybe Allah used that to make me stronger." In America, Amina worked 2 jobs while studying, cleaning restaurants at night and studying until her eyes burned. But she kept moving, fueled by memories of hunger, darkness, and the hope of rewriting her family's fate. She graduated with honors, became a software engineer, later launching her own startup that exploded in success across the US, turning her into one of the youngest female CEOs in her field. Reporters wanted interviews, magazines wanted her face on their covers, investors lined up to support her. But Amina only had one dream: to go back home and bring her mother and sister into the light she had built. Years later, when she landed back in Pakistan with cameras waiting, journalists shouting her name, and a luxury car parked outside, her mother fell to her knees, crying from joy, and Sana stood behind her, ashamed but hopeful, and Amina ran to them, lifting them both into a hug, whispering, "We made it." She took them to a mansion she bought for them, gave her mother a peaceful life after decades of suffering, and sat with Sana in the balcony one night under the quiet moon, telling her, "Your jealousy could have destroyed me, but instead it taught me resilience. And now it's my turn to lift you." She funded Sana's business dreams, sent her to school again as an adult, gave her opportunities she never imagined, and soon Sana became a respected businesswoman in her own field. People around the world called Amina a hero, but she always said, "The real hero is a mother who didn't let two broken daughters break apart." And when Amina stood on stage in New York receiving an award for empowering women globally, she didn't thank investors or CEOs. She thanked her mother and her sister, saying, "Pain tried to bury us, jealousy tried to break us, but love rebuilt everything." Her story spread like wildfire across America, inspiring millions, proving that even when your own blood tries to stop you, Allah writes a destiny so powerful that no human heart can hold it back. And through every success, every speech, every moment of glory, Amina never forgot the little girl who once cried over torn homework, and she promised herself that no girl anywhere in the world should lose education because someone else fears her brilliance. It became her life mission, her global foundation supporting thousands of girls, her name shining not because she was successful, but because she turned pain into purpose, jealousy into generosity, and a broken childhood into a legacy that changed the world.